disciples. Tonight, as I was preparing to record this message, I received a text. And the text simply said, "We're praying for you and Walter tonight." That text came from the Water the Plants prayer ministry, a ministry that's part of our new church ministry. Every week, 2 days a week, they pray for our new church plants. One day early in the morning and another day later in the evening. I'm always humbled by the fact that they are praying for me, and I usually just reply, "Thank you so much." Well, tonight it really resonated with me, and I simply paused and exhaled. And I said to myself, thank God somebody is praying for me. It reminded me of that old song, "Somebody prayed for me, had me on their mind, took the time to pray for me. I'm so glad they prayed. I'm so glad they prayed. I'm so glad they prayed for me." And the verses go on. My mother prayed for me. My father prayed for me. The preacher prayed for me. Well, the preacher Paul begins his letter to the Galatians with a reminder that he holds them in his heart. And he begins his letter to the Colossians by saying that he has never stopped praying for them and wants to remind them that he prays for their strength and their growth in the Lord, that they may bear fruit in witness to God's great love shown through Jesus Christ. Well, I'm a firm believer in prayer. I practice centering prayer, taking time to be quiet and still before the Lord, quiet contemplation, deep breathing, simply allowing God to speak. But I'm also a firm believer in intercessory prayer. Each week I pray on Facebook Live on Wednesdays, just taking the requests of the people, raising joys and concerns, offering thanksgiving, lamenting when we need to. I pray even when I don't know the name or the need, because I believe that God knows, sees, and understands what I do not. I also pray for our nation, our society, our world, for the U.S., for Canada. I pray for our congregations, our regional ministers, those who lead our general ministries. I pray for you. I pray for systemic injustice in our society. I pray for the dismantling of racism. I pray for the end to poverty. I pray that all would have enough. I pray for families to have decent and clean, affordable housing, health care. I pray for families to earn a living wage so that they can support themselves and provide for themselves so that all can flourish. I pray for a day when all will be accepted and beloved for who they are. I pray. And I believe, church, that we must always remember to not only sit still before God, but to pray for one another. I pray for you whether you agree with me on a wide variety of topics or not. I pray for your growth in the Lord. I pray for my growth in the Lord. I pray that we may all grow in that grace that allows us to bear witness to God's limitless love as revealed through Jesus Christ. So this week, I invite you to send somebody a text just to say, "I'm praying for you. I prayed for you today." Send a note to your pastor, to your spouse, to a loved one, to your children, to your grandparents if they're still with you, to coworkers. Say a prayer. Ask God to bless, restore, heal, do justice. Ask God to bless those you love. Ask God to bless the church that you love. Send a note to someone this week and say, "I'm praying for you." I promise you they'll be blessed. Remember, disciples, I'm praying for you. Why? Because God loves you, and so do I.